Hi, everybody. My name is Fran. I am a nurse and a yoga therapist at Weill Cornell Medical Center in New York City. And I want to thank you all for joining me tonight. And thank you to Vanessa Dudley for facilitating this series and for taping it and distributing it. So let's all first just come to sit well. We're not going to be sitting at all in this class, so enjoy it while you can. So sit well, and you can be sitting in a chair, whatever is right for you. Just ground down if you're in a chair through your feet. If you're on the floor, ground down through your sitting bones. Feel your spine lift up out of the pelvis. Your chin is neutral. It's parallel with the floor, and the crown of the head is reaching up. So feel a grounding down in order to lengthen. Close your eyes. And we'll do one Om together. Take a deep breath in. Om. Feel the reverberation of that Om through your body, through the room. And this is a lovely quote from Don Miguel Ruiz. Doing your best is taking the action because you love it, not because you're expecting a reward. Most people do exactly the opposite. They only take action when they expect a reward and don't enjoy the action. That is why they don't do their best. So that was a pretty cool quote. Okay, so we're going to do a quick breath exercise. It's more of it's called Ujjai Breath, and it's the ocean breath. And it's a wonderful breathing technique to do when you're in poses and you're holding them. It helps to increase your concentration and steadiness. And when I was learning how to drive, I employed that and the 3-part breath, which we've done before. But the Ujjai Breath helped me to be very concentrated. It's not a meditation, so don't worry, I wasn't meditating and learning how to drive. But it's very focused, a really focused way of breathing. So it's also called the ocean breath. And the best way to really describe it is to pretend that you're fogging up a mirror. And let's just pretend that your palm is the mirror. And then you're just going to bring that up to your mouth, and you're just going to go like you're fogging it up, or your glasses, and then and then you're cleaning it off. So you're just doing that. So just do that a few times. You're constricting your vocal cords in the back of your throat. And then see if you can do with your lips just barely parted. If you can get that noise. Sounds like the ocean. And then do it with your lips closed. Of course, it's coming out of your nose, the air, but the noise is still being elicited in the back of the throat. And then as you get used to it, you'll start doing it on your inhale also. So you can try that now. And you're not over-efforting with it. It's not like this tight, aggressive. It's not like that. So it's just like you're sighing. That's another one. But you're doing it with your mouth, like that. So just close the eyes. We'll do that for just a few seconds. It's steady. It's consistent. And there's a smoothness to it. There's not a rugged quality to it. It's a smooth kind of feeling. And then come to open your eyes, and you can even notice that you might feel a little bit calmer. This helps to settle the body, and it's great to do in poses. And we really haven't been employing that. So we're going to start using that today. And you'll need a chair for this practice today. You'll need a belt. And it's always good to have a few blocks around. So let's come to stand. And we'll just do a few quick warm-ups. So we'll bring the arms in front. Come to your mountain pose first, actually. Feel your feet making contact with the earth, the 3 points under the ball of the big toe, ball of the little toe, middle of the heel, round down, and again, you round down, you rise up, engage. Feel your thigh muscles hugging the bones, and then from there, a slight lift in the pubic bone as the sitting bones are pointing straight down to the earth, as if there was a string going straight down, and your spine will lift up, and your chin is parallel. So just ground down there first, and then you take your arms out in front of you, and we'll swing the arms back as we bend the knees. We'll chant ha. So take a deep breath in. Ha! 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 Do it really fierce, like you are a fierce warrior. 1. Ha! 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 2 more. Ha! Ha! And then come up. You can separate the legs and just swing the arms from side to side. Any way that feels right for you. You can bring your legs together or keep them apart. And just start to warm up. Bring the arms up, back, down, and around. Up, back, down, and around. And then all the way up, back, down, and around. All the way up, back, down, and around. And let's just do 5, 4, always going back, 3, 2, and 1. We do enough in our lives going forward. So let's just go back, shake it out. Pretend you're in a twist party, and then give your hands and your wrists a little bit of love. Shake it out, shake out the legs, shake out the torso, and shake the head, and then we'll come and we'll face our chair. So you'll have your chair here, and I've got my chair, I'm facing the seat of the chair, okay? And you know, this might seem, oh, this is so easy. It's really not easy. It is a great, great workout to do. So I encourage you to look at this as just a different way of doing some poses and vinyasas. It's very, very challenging. So you'll come to be just maybe about 4 inches away from the chair. And then you'll bring your hands on your waist and then come into your mountain pose. And now from here, just round down to rise up. Get your pelvis to be neutral, slight tilt in the pubic bone just coming up. Your sitting bones are going down. That's really the most important thing. And then your spine lifts up. Hands on your waist, inhale, and then exhale, bend your knees. And then from there, stick your butt back. Just let your butt go back, and your knees are bending, and your torso is tilting forward from the hip crease. Okay, so it's just from the hip crease, it's not from the back. And then you can bring your arms into goat pose, or you can bring your arms out in front of you into chair pose. Look down at the feet. Make sure that your knees are not knocking each other or going out to the side. So this is a great pose to build up strength in the legs. So from here, inhale, and then exhale, bring your hands to the sides of the chair. So keep them on the sides of the chair. I think that's easier on your wrist than bringing them to the front. Take one leg back, doesn't matter which, and then take the other leg back. And now bend your knees deeply and let your butt push away as far as it can from the hands in the chair. So you've got your knees bent, and your ears now, your torso will decline. Your ears are between your arms, and you can keep the knees bent. What's really important is that your spine is straight. And now from here, just pedal one foot, bend one knee, pedal the other knee, go back and forth. I always think of like a pony. And then come to bend both knees again. Commit to pushing your hands as far away from your hips as you can without losing your grip on the chair. Now bring the heels down and just enjoy this chair version of downward facing dog. Take a few breaths. You can employ your Ujjai breath here now. That sighing sound from the back of the throat. It'll help you to stay focused. From here now, inhale, come up on the balls of your toes, the heels come up, and you're sliding your shoulders to be right over your wrist. Now we're in a plank pose. Engage your thighs, engage, and I can see I have to lower my hips down a little. So you don't want to be like this, dropping the hips, and you don't want to be hiked up. You want to have a long line of energy from the crown of your head out through the heels. The belly's engaged, and you are pushing your hands into the floor. You're creating space in your upper back. So this is plank. We're going to go back and forth here. So inhale, exhale, come back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, roll your torso into plank. Exhale, bend your knees, come back, straighten the knees. Inhale, come up on the balls of the toe as you come into one more plank. And then exhale, come back into downward dog. From here, come into halfway between half plank, half downward dog, and take your right foot forward. So from here now, your back foot, your back toes, your back heel is elevated. So it's up in the air, and now from here, come up, bring your hands onto your waist. So this is Crescent Pose. We've done this a lot. Bring your arms out to the side, palms facing the ceiling, and bring the hands up, the arms up, straight arms. Your outer shoulders are working, the inner shoulders are relaxed. Back leg is straight, and you want to keep both hips pointing forward. So enjoy this pose, utilize your Ujjai breath. Hands come onto the waist, and now just very gently bring your back foot up a little closer so that the whole foot can be on the floor. Straighten your front leg, and now bring both hands to the side of the chair. So you're getting a nice long stretch here with straight legs. Your back is neutral. You're not rounding. There's a nice neutral quality, and you're getting a really nice stretch here in the back of the leg. So that's going to be important for our next pose. So just breathe into it, and again, Ujjai breath. So we're holding the poses a little bit longer, and this is, of course, to help increase bone density and to give you more of an appreciation of the nuances of the pose. You know, sometimes we just fly through them, so it's really nice to be in the pose. Okay, so now from here, come back, keep both legs where they are. Take your left hand in the middle of your chair, and you can use your fingertips, you can use your fist. I'm going to use my fingertips, and then take your right hand to your right waist. We're going to revolve. So I know two people on this call who do not twist, so just stay right here. Okay? Now, the other person on this call, we're going to turn from the rib cage first, and then the chest, and then the head and neck. We don't want to turn the right hip into this pose. It'll give us this illusion that we're getting such a good turn, but you can end up with sacroiliac problems. So just turn from the waist, the chest, and the head and neck. Now, if you want to bring the right arm straight up, you can. If that creates a lot of strain, you can just bring your right hand to your sacrum and open up your right shoulder. So you can see how there's a tendency for that to drop down. So you want to open it up. And my hips, hopefully, are in alignment. This hip should be in the same plane as the left hip. This is very good for me. I like this. Ujjai breath. And now inhale. And we'll come out of it the same way. So inhale, turn the head and neck first, then the chest, and then the rib cage. Come back and just do another long stretch here with the leg straight. Okay. Now I'm on my fingertips, as you can see, and I'm bending my right knee, and now that's going to help me to come up. So excuse my back. I'll try to do it this way. So now I've got my right knee bent, and I went from here with my left foot, and I'm turning my left foot out now. So I've got my right toes going in this direction, and my left toes going in the other direction. All right, so you've got your right knee bent. Look down at the right knee and make sure it's over the ankle and in the direction of the second and third toe. Also a tendency to lean forward. Just bring both hips up to be equal distance from the floor, and your back arch is in alignment with the front arch. Take your arms out to the side. Inhale. Exhale, turn down, look out through your right fingertips. Ujjai breathing here. Strong warrior two. Feel yourself as the open and spiritual water. Take your back hand, left hand on your left thigh. Take your right arm up and slide your left hand down the leg as the right hand comes up. And you can look underneath your right armpit or in that direction, whatever's best for your neck. And then come back to your warrior two. Strong, strong legs. Your back leg is pressing into the floor just as much as your right arm is going out. From here now, bend your right elbow, take your right forearm to your right thigh, and open up here first. This is a great place to sit. Now this is going to turn into a mild twist. So this right here, we're in a lateral stretch, and let's just stay here. We're going to stay like this. We'll take the left arm up and over the left ear, and if you want to work on just moving the right ribs up towards the ceiling, that's fine. You can also modify by bringing your hand and not coming down quite so far. So you're getting this long line here. Inhale, come back up, and we're just going to go through those three poses a little bit quickly. So warrior two, inhale, come back to reverse warrior, come back to warrior two, inhale, exhale, come to side angle, inhale, exhale, come to warrior two, inhale, exhale, come to side, and then inhale, exhale, back to warrior two. So now we're going to straighten your right leg. And now we're going to get ready for triangle. So you can start with your hands on your hips. So with triangle, both legs are straight. Hands on the hips, you're going to get long. Think about really committing to lengthening your side body. And now you're going to just start from the hip crease. You can put your fingers right in the hip joint here on the right side. And make sure that you're coming forward. The tilt is from here. Then, once you feel that you've got that, you can take your hand down to your calf or a block or a chair. You can keep your hand on the chair here too. This is a great spot for your hand. And now here, you want your right side body to be just as long as the left side. So there's no collapsing. And there is a bit of a revolvement. You are thinking about those right ribs coming to look at the ceiling as the hips are staying level. And then you can take your left arm up, strong legs, hugging the muscles to the bones, and stretching out in 4 different directions. I like to look straight ahead. It's not good for my neck to look up, so I look straight ahead, and sometimes I look down. Real strong, strong legs. Ujjai breath. Open heart, inhale, exhale, left hand to left waist, bend your right knee, and come on up. So you guys are going to stay there. I'm going to turn around again. This is turning into an interesting study of how to do this. So now, you guys are, we're all in the same place. So now we're back up here, and now we're going to come, bend the front knee first, And then you're going to shift your weight into the right leg, and you can take your hands right on top of your chair, on top of the back of the chair. Lift your left arm, your left leg up, and the left toes and the left knee are pointing towards the floor. So they're not externally rotating or internally rotating. So they're looking straight down. Ujjai breath. It will help you get balanced. Fix your gaze. And now you can stay here. This is really great for balance and bone density building. You can take one arm out. You can take the other arm out. Or you can engage your pelvis, engage your pelvic floor, lifting up, using your abdominal core as well, and come into Warrior Three. Ujjai breath, nice and smooth. Inhale, exhale with control. Bring that left foot down and pause. Whoa, feel that, right? Okay, so just pause for a second. And now I'm just going to come, for me, here, I've got my chair here just for balance. We're going to come into tree. So you're going to ground down. So again, we're targeting that right leg right now. Don't worry, we'll get to the left leg soon. So you come up on your left tippy toes, and then open and close just to wake up the synovial fluid. And then stay out, and you can take your left heel on your right shin. Now make sure this hip, the right hip, isn't going up. You want to zip up from the heel to the hip. Both hips are on the same plane, and this can be your warrior one today. Hands here, or straight up, or like this. Now you can slide the left foot to the right calf, and then you can play with your balance. Fix your gaze, so important in these balancing poses. Come into your Ujjai breath. Keep this leg going out, but the hips are looking forward. And now if you want to challenge your balance, you can reach down and grab your left ankle, place the foot in the inner right thigh, just not on the knee, and then come to find your balance. And if you fall out, that's okay. And if you feel wobbly today, that's okay too. Don't think that there's anything wrong with you. It's just all in the trying, that's all. We get down, we get back up. We keep trying. And breathe, Ujjai breath. Engage the pelvic floor from the pubic bone to the tailbone, sitting bone to the sitting bone, hip to hip. So those three landmarks to utilize to lift up, to help us to stay in these poses and to create containment. So you can see I'm just not having it today. So you just keep one hand, that's all. Inhale, exhale, bring your hands to the waist. Inhale, exhale, bring that knee in, and then bring it down. Pause for a second, and then do whatever you need to do. Okay? All right, so now I'm going clockwise again. Here we go. All right, and now this time we're going to do the left side. So just do anything to release any residual tension. I certainly feel that. Lots of new bones building on my right leg. Okay, so we're facing our chair and come into your mountain pose. So your feet are hip distance apart, and that inventory. Where's my feet? Where's my legs? Where's my pelvis? My spinal cord? Where are my arms? Where's my chin? Crown of my head? Quick New York City second minute. All right, so here we are. Inhale, bring your hands on your waist. Take another deep breath in, and on your exhale, bend your knees. Look down. Make sure that they're in the direction of the second and third toe. And then, so you've got your knees bent, and the hips are going back. Once the hips start tilting back, now your torso is coming forward just a little bit from the hip crease, so not from the back. And you can keep your arms back like this and get a really nice opening across the chest. Just don't stick the ribs out too much. I have a big tendency to do that. So you can do this, or this, or this. Ground down. See if you can bring the weight more into your heels. And this is like a squat. You're going to sit in a chair. It's great for building strength in the legs and great for lower extremity fatigue. Ujjai breath. Inhale, exhale, bend the knees some more and bring your hands to the side of the chair. Take one foot back, keep the other foot back, and then find your stride. So you might have to just tinker around with it, but the arms are long and you can bend the knees first, get the hips really up in the air. Think about moving your hips as far away from your hands as you can. Engage those three bony landmarks for the pelvis, front to back, side to side from the sitting bones, and then side to side with the hip bones. Just a slight engagement, only about 20%. Now come to straighten your legs, ears are between the arms, and then pedal. One leg bends, the other one straightens. Do the pony, and go back and forth. This is just so great to do in the office. It's great to do in the kitchen on a kitchen counter. It's really terrific. All of these poses can be weaved into a whole kitchen vinyasa. So from here now, inhale, come up on your tippy toes, the heels come up, and then you're gliding your shoulders to be right on top of your wrists, and the heels are pressing out, and your hips are not too high, not too low. So you're pressing your hands into the floor to create some spaciousness between your shoulder blades, and then the heels are moving back. Engage the abdomen and engage the legs. This is a great pose for stretching. And then your head and neck are in alignment with the rest of the spine. So I'm not looking up and I'm not letting the head go. So I'm probably looking about 8 inches in front of me. Inhale, exhale, bend the knees and come back. Long stretch in the arms. And then we'll just move into that in and out a few times. Inhale, come into plank, engage those 3 landmarks. Exhale, back into downward dog. Straight legs. Inhale, come into plank. Press your hands into the floor. Press them into the floor. Your shoulders are opening up. And then come back one more time. Inhale, come into plank. Feel the broadening between your shoulder blades. They should not be coming together. Inhale now. Exhale, take your left foot forward. Keep your right tippy toes where they are. The right heel is up in the air. And then get yourself settled first. You've got your hands here on the chair. Bring your hands to your thigh. And then once you feel you've got your balance, you can bring your arms here, here. You can bring your arms back here. So again, there's that tendency that I have to do. So I always have to be careful about how far out I stick my ribs. This is great if you have kyphosis, and this is great. Doesn't matter what's best for you. Your inner shoulders are relaxed. Ujjai breathing. Back leg is straight. You're going to get a really nice stretch in your right hip flexors. You want breath. Bring those 3 landmarks into this pose. The pelvic floor and your abdominals. Always easier to do when the legs are closer together. And in this case, I mean from this angle. So inhale, and now exhale, come forward. Bring your hands to the chair, and just pop your back leg in a little bit so you can place the whole foot on the floor. Now, first you want to elongate. You want to commit to getting a long spine. So lengthen from your tailbone out through the crown of your head. And now exhale, just come forward. So enough so that you feel that stretch in the back of your left leg. It's just enough until you start to feel some resistance. That's all. Your right hip's gonna want to go back because it's such good friends with your right foot. So just don't let it. Just keep it up in alignment with your left. And then of course, the more you stay here, the more your connective tissue will have time to become a little bit more pliable. It'll let you go into it a little bit more. Keep that Ujjai breath, nice steady sound. Opening up the connective tissue, the fascia, getting some nice myofascial release here in the back. Inhale, exhale, and now come back up again. I'm on my tips of my fingers. And now I'm going to take my right hand into the middle of the chair. I'm going to use my fist. Okay, now I'm going to take my left hand to my left waist. My legs are staying exactly where they are, and I'm engaging my muscles. I'm not over engaging, but I know that I'm using my muscles, especially in my thighs. Take your left hand to the left waist. And just from here, you can stay here for those who are not going to do any twisting. This is perfect. And for those who are going to twist, we're going to work to keep our hips level. And see, I even put my hand on my left hip just to keep it down. And I think about turning the waist, the chest, and then the head. And then I really like staying like this. So I've got this long line. This is reverse triangle. You can bring your arm straight up. But for me, I love this. And now I feel like I went into it a little too far. So I'm not going too far. It's such a fine line. And Ujjai breath. Open up that left shoulder, the soft tissue there. Inhale. And exhale, turn the head first, turn the chest, and now turn the abdomen. Face your chair again, hands to the side, and another long, straight-legged stretch. Good. Nice Ujjayi breathing. And then bend the front knee and start to rise up. Take your right foot now and turn it to this way. And now my left toes are straight under the chair. So I've got one going this way and one going that way, like they're at a 90 degrees to each other. Your front heel is in the middle of the back arch, and the front knee, your left knee is right over your ankle in the direction of the second and third toes. So it loves to go towards the middle. Just keep that nice external rotation, gentle kind of lift here to go out. Think about lifting pubic bone to tailbone, sitting bone to sitting bone, hip bone to hip bone. See if you can create that containment. Now this is what I mean when the legs are in these wide-legged poses. It's a little bit harder than when the legs are in the same plane. So now just see if you can do that. This hip wants to go down. Nope, you come back up here. So both hips are equal distance from the floor. So that would be another pose, which we'll do in a little while. The arms come out parallel to the floor, and you're going to turn your head and look down your left fingertips. And on this side, we'll inhale to look down. Exhale, straighten the arms, straighten the leg. Come back into your classical pose. Inhale up. Exhale, bend the knee, arms out to the side. Inhale up. And one more time, just to bring a little bit more of a dynamic to it. Stay here now in your warrior two. Now again, I have that tendency to overarch, so I want to think about my sitting bones going down and keeping this containment. in this part of my body and the pelvic floor. Right hand on the right thigh. Take your left arm up, keep the front knee bent, and slide your right hand down your right thigh. Getting a nice reverse warrior. Nice stretch. Inhale. You're looking out diagonally across your, or right by your left armpit. Come back, keep that front knee bent. So for this whole series, this little series, the front knee stays bent the whole time. Now take your left forearm, place it on your left thigh, and pause. Just pause here. And then you can slide this right hand. You can just take your right hand to your right shoulder, and then very gently slide that arm up. Both hands are active, or you can keep it here. The bottom ribs are lengthening, so they're not collapsing. You're not collapsing through the top shoulder. You think you got elongated. You can even put your hand, for those of you who are not twisting, just think about putting your hand, your right hand on your left rib, and just getting a little revolving here. So it's not a huge twist, but it is a twist. There's a twist in there. So be careful. Go at your own pace. Inhale. Exhale. Come back to your warrior two, and we'll toggle between those three poses. Warrior two, Ujjai Breath. Come back to your reverse warrior. Exhale back to your warrior two. Exhale into your side angle. Come back to your warrior two. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Come to reverse. Come to warrior two. And then come to your side angle. Come back up to warrior two. Hands on the waist. Straighten your front knee. So now we're going to get ready for triangle. So that's when we do tip down. And the knees, the legs are straight for this one. So bring both hands on your waist. Inhale. And then exhale, you're going to extend the torso over towards the left. So this is you're going to the side, a lateral stretch. And then you're going to bring your hand down, just not on the knee, but you can bring it just below the knee, or use your chair. This is a great pose. If you have blocks and you want to come down further, or if you want to use your leg, you can do that. But I just find that the further I go down, when my ego wants me to go down, I lose my connection to this part, the left part of my spine, or the left part of my side body. So take your right hand, put it on the left ribs. If you can do a little twist, and just think about revolving those left ribs up to the sky like a sunflower. And then take your right arm straight up. So side angle, the arm comes that way, the knees bend, and triangle, the arm goes straight up, and the front knee, both legs are straight. And then where do you need to look? Straight ahead or down? But as long as the head, just you're not taking the head out of alignment, but you can turn your head, whatever suits you. Strong legs, Ujjai Breath. Inhale. Exhale, bring your top hand to the waist, your right hand to the waist. Bend your front knee. Engage. This is really good. These transitions are great places to engage your pelvic floor, your core, and then come up. Now we're going to turn again. So you're going to pivot on your right foot. You're going to pivot and face your chair again. So to begin with, you're going to start with the left knee bent, just to give you a little bit of a boost. So you'll bend it, and I'm even moving my left foot back a little bit so my knee doesn't bump into the chair. And I can also move the chair out a little bit. So now I'm ready to launch into Warrior Three. So here I am transferring my weight to my left leg. I'm bringing my hands to the chair. And I've got my right toes and my right heel, my right toes and my right knee looking at the floor. Containment. 3 landmarks. The back is straight. You can think about bringing one arm out and then play with the other arm. As you rest with the right arm, you could go back and forth. You can bring your hands down here if you want to get more of a tilt and start to come further into the pose. And then if you want, fix your gaze. And if you want to challenge, you can put both arms out. I like going out. I don't like going forward. It's not good for my back. And Ujjai Breath. Da, da, da. You can always bring your hands to the chair if you get tired. Inhale. Exhale with control. Bring that right knee up. And then inhale, bring it down. Ay, Dios. And pause. Ay, good. And then shake it up. Okay. We got tree pose to do on this side. All right, one more torture for the leg today. You're building good bone density, and we're really working on some very nice balancing, coordination, and strength here. So that's what it's all about. So I have my chair here, just in case. I also have another chair over here. So I'm pretty well protected, coming up on my right tippy toes. And again, first thing I want to do, because I like to do this, I have to really fight my habitual patterns with yoga. It has exposed so many of my habitual patterns. So for my left heel, I think about zipping up to my left hip, to this gluteus medius muscle here. Open and close, open and close, lubricating the right hip socket. Stay open and take your right heel, place it on your left shin. Think about this again. Come into your Ujjai Breath. Fix your gaze. So we're taking things down. You could look on the floor, you could look straight in front of you. Whatever's best for your neck, your eyes, for your balance. Now, I still have my hand on the chair. You can think about sliding your right foot into the left calf with a nice groove for the right arch. Think about containment. Think about those three landmarks. Ujjai Breath. Where? Go forward. Straight up. Have the pinkies be facing each other like this, as opposed to the thumbs. You can't really see, but the pinkies are waving at each other. The thumbs are further away. So that will help to externally rotate the posterior. And then if you want, you can catch a hold of that right ankle and place it into the left upper thigh. It's not on the knee joint. Very destabilizing. Fix your gaze. Utilize your Ujjai Breath. Each pelvic floor. Inhale and exhale, bring the hands down. Inhale, exhale, to knee. Back to midline, and then take it down with control. Hold me down. And you will feel that. And I know that there's so many things that you have to think about, this and this and this, but it pays off, especially if you're a newcomer to yoga, to start to incorporate those things from the beginning. I really hurt myself a lot when I was first learning yoga, so it's really important for me to impart that. I think it's so important. So now we're going to sit in the chair, and if you want to do this lying on the floor, you can, but I know not everybody's always able to come to the floor, especially if you're at your office. So you'll take your strap, and then you'll put the strap around put it into the arch. You get a different stretch if you put the arch. You can come down lower, you can put it by the ball, but today let's work with the arch. And then just take your hands out, and then notice how scrunched up my shoulders are. And now I'm bringing my shoulders back, and I might lengthen on the strap a little bit. So we're going to stay here. We did some nice strong work with the legs today. And they're all warmed up, and we did some good strengthening, and now we're going to stretch. And that's what recent research has showed, to stretch after you have done, after you've warmed up and loosened up the ligaments and connective tissue. They'll respond a lot better to this. Ujjai Breath. Now take both tabs of this strap into your right hand. I like to double the strap around my hand, and now I'm taking the right leg out to the side. Stop when you feel your resistance. Engage your abdomen. Engage the pelvic floor. Think about sitting up straight. So now we're targeting the adductor muscles. The first stretch was for your hamstrings. Now we're getting the adductors, those inner thigh muscles that do so much work for us. And you can see that you're really getting a good arm workout with this too. This is easier to do lying on the floor. So you're working it out, girlfriends and boyfriends and any friends. Inhale, exhale, come back, switch the placement into the left hand now, and again I double it. And now you're just bringing it slightly above your left knee. So you're not going all anywhere else. And you know, you might feel this differently. I feel this more on the top. Sometimes when I'm on the floor, I feel it on the side where my IT band is. But everybody, we're all different. And it depends on the day, right? So breathe, do your Ujjai breath, engagement, and really keep that containment of the pelvic floor, that lift, that dome-like quality of the pelvic diaphragm, responding to your exhales and your inhales. Flow-like motion. Inhale, exhale, come back, and then with control, bring that foot down and pause. Close your eyes and notice. And then we'll do the opposite side. So just hook your left foot, your arch, and I doubled it on my hands. This is my preferable way to do it. So I just double the strap, and then I'm pressing the foot into the strap, but I'm pulling back. So I'm creating this resistance. So we're getting the hamstrings. This is great if you can't get to it. Ujjai breath, sitting well, taking care of our bodies for all they do for us. Visualize your hamstrings lengthening, more and more flexible. You have such an impact. The hamstrings and the hip flexors and the quadriceps, they have opposite impacts on our posture, and it's so important to keep them flexible and pliable. Now we're going to switch the placement, and I'm going to take both hands into the left hand. I'm keeping my right hand here on my thigh, and I'm just taking it out to the side. And I'm holding it up. My biceps are really working hard here. Woo! And you have to use the abdominals because my chair has a dent in it, so I can feel it like sucking me back in. So I'm getting a very good toning for the pelvic floor and the abdominals. So there's that diaphragm, the thoracic, the diaphragm that separates the upper and lower parts of the body, and then you have that same diaphragm, which really is just a barrier between two areas. So you think of the pelvic diaphragm as a dome. It's not really a hammock, it's a dome. It's up and down. So you can use your exhale to augment the lifting of your pelvic floor. When you inhale, it goes down. As the diaphragm goes down, and then when you exhale, it comes up. As the diaphragm goes up, you expel the air out of your lungs. So they work in tandem. So that behooves us to use our exhale to engage and to get that extra added benefit. Inhale, exhale, bring it back to the front. Now switch it out again. And again, I wrap it around twice. Inhale, exhale, take it over. Just my left knee is just right over. It's not resting on the right knee, but it's over. It's hovering. And boy, do I feel this in my hip flexors. My psoas, my upper hip flexors here. Holy cow. Sit up tall. Ujjai Breath. Now this bicep is getting a good workout. Open the chest. You can even turn your head to look over towards the left. It's a nice thing to do. We didn't do it on the other side, but just a little added benefit here. And you could do both. You could go back, nice and easy, and forth. Inhale to center, exhale to turn, and inhale to center, and then stay. A few more breaths. Ujjai, breathing, and bring it down with control. Don't let it just flop out. Whoa, sit for a second, close your eyes, and notice this prana, your life force moving through you. Notice how you feel different. Maybe you don't, and that's, at least you're noticing. That's part of the mind-body connection too. But notice any variation in sensation. And then we're going to come down to the floor, and you can come into a shavasana with your legs straight. You could put a pillow or a roll-up blanket underneath your knees. Just make sure it's under your knees, not your thighs. Or if you want to bring your your calves up onto a chair or the side of the couch, you can do that. That's a lovely pose also. So whatever feels right for you. And this is a pose that you do not want to do in Ujjai Breath. You want to just breathe normally. You want to let go of any effort here. Feel your front body melt into the back body, and feel your back body melt into the earth. Visualize yourself as this beautiful rowboat on the side of the river. And you're able to let go of whatever tethers you to the river. You let that go. You unleash it. You remove the rope. You remove the obstacle. And this river is a very calm, very loving, nurturing, healing body of water. There's no rough, there's no current. And you are completely relaxed. And you will go. The sun is shining down on you. The sky is blue. You are more than content. Your body's relaxed. Your feet, your ankles, your calf, your knee. Letting your energy to your thighs and your hips. Let your mind rest here, your hips and your pelvis. And feel that golden light from the sun filling up your own body. Feel it coming in, maybe above the pelvis into the solar plexus. And let the sun fill your abdominal cavity, and then feel it going in two opposite directions. Downward towards the feet and upward towards the crown of the head. You're infused with this golden light. And bring it to your body. Let it concentrate in an area of your body that you need to do, that you want to do. The properties of that sun, the light, and the warmth. Bring you healing and saturated color. And just rest in this beautiful visual for the next moment. Come back to your visualization of being in the middle and go to wherever it is your destination. And this just tonight, let go from where you are. And you can anchor safely, feeling safe and protected, and having this feeling of contentment always available. This is how we came into the world, with this feeling of peacefulness. And we just forget, and all we have to do is be mindful. This is always there for you. With your next exhale, be very long. And your next inhale, very wiggle your fingers and toes. And on your next inhale, bring your arms over your head and ask in your body, what can I do for you today, my beautiful body? What can I do for you? How do you want to move? So good to ask those kinds of questions. Your intuition will tell you what to do. And then come to the side, pause there for a second, and just think about one thing that you love about yourself. You can use your hands to come up, and you come into the seated position. And we'll do a quick minute meditation. So come to sit in a comfortable position. You can keep your eyes open or closed. If they're open, just look about maybe 3 or 4 feet in front of you. Your hands are on your thighs, palms are on your thighs, and your spine is lifted. And the mantra today will just be still. On your inhale, silently breathing, and on your exhale, silently stay. You might go into mantra. Know where you are, space and time. With our hands in prayer in front of our hearts. And we'll end with the close. May we have a peaceful mind, an easeful body, and a useful life. Namaste, everybody. Thank you.